In today's video, I am going to go over my Q3 goals and how I'm going to use an in-planner Kanban system to keep track of my progress on those goals. Hi, I'm Kristen, and I'm on a journey to uncomplicate my life with functional planning and imperfect home management. If you're like me and you need a gentle reminder to just keep it simple, please make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be right back. I just want to say that I have filmed this particular video in like maybe 3 or 4 different days and times, so it might seem a little chopped up. I hope that's not too distracting. I just wanted to acknowledge it. I had just been working on my goals at different times. I have here the Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner from Cultivate What Matters, and I had intended to use this for my goal setting for Q3, but halfway through, I did the prep work in it, and then I thought I just kind of wanted to stick with mostly my same system of just doing it in here. So I really liked how this helped me really think about the goals that I wanted to set for the quarter. But now I'm going to go ahead and transfer what I figured out from here into here. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that you can kind of understand that once I piece this whole video together. So let's get started. If you've kept up with any of my goal setting videos, you will know that I have struggled with how overwhelming goal setting systems can be, and I was just doing my own thing and simplifying it. However, I've also been struggling just a little bit with my goals and still over scheduling my goals, I guess. And I think I will link the video where I talked about that. And I think I was just ready for a little more direction. I think I had wrapped my head around setting goals and figuring out which goals were important to me. But then I was having trouble executing the planning of those goals, and I was ending up over scheduling goals. Then Cultivate What Matters reached out to me on Instagram and asked if I would like to try their brand new Fresh Start Daily Goal Planner. And to be honest, I considered declining the offer because I wasn't really searching for or looking for a goal setting system. But the more I thought about it, I figured, what's the harm in trying for a quarter just so that I could at least show you what this is like. And try something for myself to see if it would work. And when I thought about how much I had been struggling to really understand how to schedule my goals, I thought that why, like I said, what's the harm in trying this out? So I accepted the offer. They sent me this beautiful planner, which is so this is the color. If they have other colors, but I'm just lucky they sent me this color because I love it. It's so pretty. I think it's called hydrangea. Anyway, so I was gonna do a formal review, and I actually already filmed it, but I think what I just want to do is use this thing and show it to you in lieu of a formal flip through. I have that footage. I haven't edited it yet, so if you want to see that, let me know and I can edit it and put it up. But let's just get right into this. I have put off doing my goals for Q3, and I really need to get them figured out so that I can start scheduling them in. And I just was putting it off because I was dreading it, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna start using this thing and seeing how it's gonna help me, and if it will help me, I don't know. So I did all the prep work off camera because there's a lot, and I read through everything. I started highlighting stuff that made sense to me, but then I realized as I went on, I just forgot to highlight stuff. But I filled all of this in. I even wrote my name on it and I claimed it. We're using this thing. So I filled in all the prep work at the beginning, and I'm not gonna lie, this took a while. I did it in 3 sessions. I would say maybe add it all up, it would take 2 to 3 hours of really thinking about stuff. It's a lot, but it wasn't overwhelming. I wasn't oh wow, this is so much. It was just, after it was all said and done, I was wow, that actually did take a lot longer than I expected. When I first sat down with it, I thought 30 minutes, I'll fill all this out and then we'll go from there. But I ended up not finishing it in that 30 minutes that I kind of allotted for it. So I came back to it and worked on it some more and worked on it some more, and I did it. And I don't know, I thought that it was really helpful with really getting me to think about what's important. I don't know, I've tried other systems in the past, and I don't know if I was just not in the right place to start those or not, but this one definitely felt more doable, I think, and more like gentle, I guess you could say. So anyway, I filled all of this in. I kind of filled this out, and I don't really like this like numerical, like give it a score thing, but I did it anyway because it told me to. I assigned some colors of highlighters to this, but that was just for fun. I'm not actually going to use those colors, I don't think, except for in here. So I did all the exercises, even though I kind of felt like this one especially was kind of like, I don't need this, but it ended up being a nice little exercise. I filled all of this stuff in. I don't really want to go through all of this. There's nothing like private in here, so like if you really wanted to, you could like pause it and read all of this, but I don't think you're going to get anything out of it. Just things I want to do, things I don't want to do, and not like tasks, but like it says like what I'm saying yes to, what I'm saying no to. It's very gentle, and it doesn't feel serious, and it doesn't feel like I'm going to make the wrong decision. Focuses, I liked this because this was just like a rough draft of what I kind of was thinking I wanted my goals to be. And what's nice about this is that when I was doing it in my own system, I would write out my goals, and then that would be my goals. Like that was where I said, okay, these are my goals. But this is like specifically telling you, hey, this is just a rough draft. Pick from here. Like this is the long list, not the short list. So I went ahead and broke it up into habits, finish lines, and big dreams, and that's how they break up their different types of goals here. And they explain all that on the pages, so that's really nice. And then we move into like the actual goal action plans, and I picked, I can't remember, I counted how many there were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's enough space for 8 goals, which lines up with their goal categories. They have 8 categories of goals. So you could pick one from each category if you wanted. I didn't do it that way, and I only picked 5. You can see I have way more than 5 things here. But I picked 5 that I thought was reasonable to work on throughout quarter 3. Now this is an undated quarterly book. There's enough room in here for 3 months. So I filled out my 5 goals that I thought I could reasonably work on during this quarter. And what's nice about these pages is like a 2-page spread of, let's go to a blank one. It's a 2-page spread of, you know, what you want, why you are motivated, what kind of resources you need, what does success look like, what would happen if you don't make progress on it, and then how will you have fun with it along the way. And then there's some checklists to help you categorize what area and like what type of goal it is. And then there's a whole page here where you can write out anything, any of the details, like anything you know about your goal already, anything you know you're going to need to do to achieve this goal, anything like that would go there. And so you can see I filled some of it in. Some has more like details than others, but that's kind of like that's my starting point. So now we have those 8, and then here is where you kind of go through the goals you picked and you pick a word. So you've heard of word of the year, I'm sure, but this is like a word of the season. So you're kind of looking at all your goals and you're figuring out what goals, like what is the common thread, I guess, of your goals, whether it be like specific or just like the spirit of your goals. And so I ended up choosing the word sustainable because right now I'm in this mode of I want to set up like systems for doing things that is reasonable and like something that I can keep up with. Like I am notorious for coming up with like a plan for myself that's like overly ambitious, and it's not something I can keep up. When I'm super motivated, I can work on something like nonstop and it feels good, but then I burn out, then I hit a wall and I crash, and then I just don't work on things anymore. And I want to break out of that. I want to teach myself how to not do that. And it's going to be like, it needs to be the things that I'm working on, I need to make it sustainable. And so that's my word for the quarter. So then you kind of turn the page, and right before you get into the monthly sections, you have a spot to remind yourself what your goals are, all on one page instead of like having all of it here. So there's a spot for 8, but I only picked 5, and I went ahead and just used my highlighter to note what categories they went in. That way I don't have to keep flipping back and forth to that. So I just did it that way, and then I just stuck a sticker here. This says Progress Over Perfection, and this came from Orange Umbrella Co. And this is just something I need to always remember. Just, it doesn't have to be right and done and perfect the first time. Like, our lives are a journey, and we need to like enjoy that journey, and it doesn't have to be perfect like every single time I work on it, you know? So that's just a reminder there. I used Post-it reusable, repositionable tabs here. And I wrote on it with a Sharpie Ultrafine, and I just wrote quarter 3, just so I could get back to this. This is only for a quarter, so there's not going to be like a quarter 4 in here or anything, but it's just so that I could get to this page easy. So there's that, and then we have like the months, and so this is for July, and here you can use this however you need to. I didn't need it for anything yet, but it's nice to know that it's here if I need to jot notes down or whatever. And then we go into the monthly spread, which, like I said, it's undated. Here's what it looks like without anything on there. It's a Sunday start. And I just took some stickers from old sticker kits and redated it. And of course, since I was dating it, I made mine a Monday start. I threw some deco on there, and then I just wrote in things from my month. I've already planned this month in my normal monthly planner, but I just wanted to have stuff here. I don't see how I'm going to use a monthly spread. I'm not going to use this book as a planner, even though there's a whole bunch of planning pages in here we'll get to. So I don't really need all this information, but I just thought I would put it here to help me have an idea of how busy my life looks, so that whenever I'm working on my goals, I can see that here without having to find my other planner. So now we go into, this is what we're going to work on together. I filled this out. This is just a prep sheet for the month, and just like important to-dos, things that are coming up, what's on my mind, and I'm hopeful that I'm saying no to and I'm saying yes to, which you could totally pull these off of that page that we worked on up here that says what I'm saying no to and what I'm saying yes to. I just picked a couple that like really stood out as important to me right now to just remind myself here. So now we have the tending list, which is kind of like the bread and butter of Cultivate What Matters power sheets. The tending list is in here to use, and I've never used one of these before. Well, no, I'm lying. I have used one. It's been since 2016. I looked at my account on Cultivate What Matters, and I purchased power sheets in 2016. I was not ready for them at that point in my life, and I remember being like, this is too much for me, and didn't use them. So I don't even remember the tending list from that, if that was even a part of power sheets then. I'm sure it was. I don't remember it. So this is really like the first time I'm actually using a tending list. And I started it and I wrote, you don't have to do everything. There's a spot for encouraging words. And that's kind of like my big reminder right now is like, stop it. Stop trying to do everything. So I'm not sure how to fill this out yet. Then there's some notes pages. And then there's your weekly refresh, which is like a reset, kind of like I do with my monthly reset or my monthly reflections. There's some like weekly stuff, habits, and then you have daily pages. You have a whole month's worth of daily pages here. And it starts at 5 a.m. It goes to 10 p.m. We've got a to-do list here, a spot for priority, and then checklists about your goals, and then what your win of the day is. So I don't know how I'm going to use these daily pages yet. My intention with this book is to use it to help me like just figure out my goals, write them out, and then I'm transferring them to the planner that I'm going to be looking at every day. I find it really overwhelming and difficult to juggle more than one planner. Things get lost between the two. It doesn't work for me. So many people are able to make that work. I am not one of them, and I know that about myself, and I don't want to put the pressure on myself to use this. What's nice is, for me, Cultivate What Matters gifted this to me, so I'm not like wasting this really, and I could totally use this. I could just tear these out and then stick it into my regular planner. It's just a daily page, you know. If I need a daily page, if I have a super busy day one day, I might even do that. I'm not one that keeps my planner, so it doesn't bother me if I'm ripping pages out of it. So I can hear the gasps right now, but it's just, you know, that's just me. But what I really want is to use this to help me really understand what my goals are going to be for the month, how I'm going to work on them, and then go transfer that to my regular planner. That's just how it's going to have to be. That's how it's going to work for me. At the end of June, I had this realization that I was still kind of trying to do too much as far as goal setting. And so for Q3, I really only set 5 goals, and some of them are going to be like simpler than others. And I still think that some parts of those goals are kind of a little ambitious, but for the most part, I think this is something that is just challenging enough that it's not so easy that it's not interesting for me. I did kind of use the goal categories that Cultivate What Matters lays out for you, but if I'm being honest, this isn't really like the main part of my goal setting system. My goals lean heavily into one category as it is. Goal categories don't really have that much weight on my like short-term goals like this. So when you're looking at the big picture, I guess it's good to have different categories so that you can see that your life is well-rounded or whatever. But for the short term, for Q3, I have basically 3 categories that I'm working with and 5 goals. So I have mentioned in previous videos that I wanted to transfer my Kanban system that I was doing on my door in my office to my actual planner, because I am switching workspaces in my home, and the room that I'm moving to actually doesn't have a door like that one. If it did, I would just use that. I would transfer the whole thing to the new door and it would work out. But the new space doesn't have a door, and instead of purchasing like a flat like whiteboard or some kind of Kanban system, I thought I would try to do it here on my 12 goals pages that I wasn't really going to be using for anything in particular anyway. In a previous video, I had showed how I could use the sticky notes on these 12 boxes by using this half of the page for my upcoming goals, and then this half of the page I would transfer them to goals that I had completed. I had, in my system that I've currently been using for the whole year, I have like 5 goal categories. So the 6 boxes here would have worked pretty well. But now that I'm really only working with three goal categories, I don't know if I still want to use this as categories or not, but I find I do my best work and kind of have my best ideas when they come to me like while I'm doing it. So I thought if I just get in here with you, film how I want to set this up, it might kind of come together. So here's to hoping. I have my Planner Kate reusable sticker book here, and I want to use some of these Daily Duo, like their labels for the Daily Duo, like time labels. I like using those as headers on pages, and so I'm going to use this one from May, and then there's like a dark blue one in July, and that happens to kind of go with both of those pages. So I'm going to use those, and then I have for sticky notes, I actually am thinking about using the Erin Condren ones because I have been using them in my planner for over like a year now, definitely months and months and months, and these keep sticking. So I'm not having an issue with them falling off, and since they're not going to be like on my door with like the fan or the air conditioner blowing on them, I think it's going to be fine. I think they're going to stick to the page, so I don't really have to worry about using the Post-its. And the Post-its that I have, I could use these and just like stack them like so that I could fit more than one in each spot. So I did think about doing that, but ultimately I decided to just, I have so many of these snap-in stickies that I just wanted to use those because they're cute and they match the planner, and why not? So let's do that. And I'm gonna use, I have all three of these. This is the Inspire, this is the Harmony Colorful, and this is the Wildflowers. And I thought I would use this size, but I did keep the Post-its handy because I don't know, these might be too small. I'm not really sure. Like I said, we're doing this together. So let me go ahead and label the page the way I was thinking about doing it. I'm just gonna literally just stick this up here. And the reason I'm doing it on this is because, I don't know, maybe I hate it and this doesn't work out and I can just peel the sticker off. This is just gonna be quarterly goals is all I'm gonna write here. And these can all be thrown away. These were just left over from last month or last quarter that I was just using as like a demo. So those can all be thrown away. And then this side here is completed goals. And I will take this blue sticker and put it here. All right. So now I just need to go through my goals and make sticky notes that have like the tasks involved for those sticky notes for this quarter. And the pages in this book where I have like my goal action plan, that can help me make my sticky notes. So let's go to the first one, which is finish the studio space and move in. And I will start kind of making some sticky notes that go with that. And this is where I need to decide if these are going to work. Let's take one off of here and see how they all fit together. If I did, since I have what, do I want to break this up into goal categories, or do I want to break this up into like, because I have 3 categories I'm working with. I have work and learning, I have health and wellness, and I have family. Those are the things I'm focusing on for quarter 3. I think what I'll do is use the boxes here as each goal, since I have 5 goals. So like this can be goals related to my studio, this can be goals related to making a digital product, birthday party, 30-day challenge, and online community. And then this can just be anything left over that's not necessarily part of these big goals, but it's also stuff that kind of needs to happen, like savings deposit, that kind of stuff. That's kind of like freebies, but it's still just like those monthly task habits that need to happen. I think that will work out. And then now I'm realizing I don't want to write on this because this is going to change every quarter. So what if I get more labels and write on that what the goal is? And I can assign a color because I have 6 different sticky notes here. I can assign a color that way, but some of these are like too similar, so maybe not. Maybe that's not gonna work. What do I have here? I have this color, and these are so similar, but this is more like of a magenta, and this is more like a coral maybe. And I think that's all I have as far as these sizes. Yeah. And then I have these that I was using. I might just go back to using these since they'll be different colors. I really wanted to use these because I just like them, but I don't think we have enough variety in color here for the way I'm gonna end up using this. And I didn't want to use different shapes. I wanted them to all be the same shape and size, just because I think it'll look neater, and the neater something looks, the more likely I'm gonna keep up with it, I think. because I don't like it when there's total chaos on the page. So let's pick these then. So first let's pick these, and then I can pick a color. I can find matching labels that go with the colors. And these are very similar already. And I'm not going to use this because there's not, well, maybe I should use this so I can use them up. No, I'll use this one. I guess these are the different enough colors, and then I just need to decide which one. So we'll just go with that one. Okay, so these are the 6 colors I have settled on. Oh, but I guess it could help if they matched these colors. Am I overthinking this? I'm overthinking this. Because these are the same color and I can't have the same. Wow, okay. So let's do online community. We'll do the pink for the 30-day challenge. We'll do the green can be like my miscellaneous, which is like financial type stuff and other things like that that are basic monthly tasks. They're habits I've already set that I want to keep going. Orange can be for this one, and we will just do studio space and project. All right, so now let's find labels that match. All right, so I've got my titles here. I'm gonna just copy them over to this side. So I have my studio space, the digital product, my son's party. I would like to do a whole 30. You'll have to let me know if you've done a whole 30 before. I've done it more than a few times. So I'm gonna have to, but it's been a while. So I've done it more than a few times, but it's been a while. So I am going to need to like read back up on that and stuff just to make sure. I think some rules have changed. I'm not sure. Community and miscellaneous. All right, so that is for quarter 3. I've got my goal action pages. They're just like right here off camera, so I have writing space. And I'm just gonna kind of look through what I have already kind of thought that I wanted to do for this goal and make individual sticky notes that go with that goal. So I'll do the studio one, I think, with you. And then the rest of them, depending on how much there are, I might just come back and show you at the end. So for the studio, I need to, we need to move the exercise equipment that is in this room right now. And we have another spot for that in the house that we're just kind of gonna move it to. And for now, let's just kind of put it, oh, I don't know, because what's gonna happen is I need to have the top one, the things that need to go in order, it needs to go in order. So we'll just move that there for now, but move that and then take down some shelves that are built into the corners. So I'm just gonna write corner shelves. Should have been remove corner shelves or demo corner shelves or whatever. Finish painting. And lighting. So I need to decide on lighting. And then install it. I want smart lighting in here so that I can change like how bright or warm or cool the light is. And so I don't know exactly which specific product I want yet. I do a lot of smart home stuff in my house, and so I just want it to be, you know, the right one. And then that needs to get installed. We currently have 4 can lights in here and then like an overhead fan that has lights, and all of that needs to change, including the switch on the wall, stuff like that. All right, and then I need worktops. which I have a couple already like shopped for. I just need to make the decision on which ones I want, and I need to order them. So I'm just gonna say order. I need to move everything, all my supplies and smaller furniture. I just need to move the office into this room. So I need to move everything, but then I also need to like organize it and style it. So this is already looking like a big job, but I think it's fine. I don't know. I feel like this is like, there's some stuff that needs to happen little by little, but then like once like the paint is done and the tables are brought in, then it will be like smooth sailing from there. Like just like one good like productive weekend maybe. And I think that's really it. And then as I go, if there are like tasks that need to be broken out of these things, then I can add. But for now, I think this is good. So I need to just kind of put these in an order that they need to go in. And I think I'm just gonna kind of layer them like this. I think, yeah. Okay, so like they'll go like this is the last one, which is like organizing and styling the room and like moving in and using it. And then these are all the other things in the order they go in. We're just overlapping. This is like slightly moving down little by little. Finished painting goes here. Corner shelves, and move the exercise equipment. So there are my goals for that. And the idea is that whenever I'm setting up my month and I want to pick goals for the month, I will just get the ones I know I can work on in that month, or the ones I definitely want to try to make time for, and put them up here. And then I may even, make some notes here about what I need to do. I hope that makes sense. And then as I do them at the end of the month, whenever I'm doing like my review of the month, I can decide, okay, well, did I finish this? Are we moving on to the next steps? If so, I can put them here in the completed section. And then if it's not done, I can either put it back if it's something that I have to wait longer on or something, or I can just move it to the next month's goal. I don't know. I hope that will be more obvious as like I'm using this system. So these are for studio, and now I'm gonna go fill out the rest, and then I'll come back and show you when it's done. So I have gone through and made all of my little page flag goal tasks here, where I've broken down my goal into manageable steps, and this does look like a lot, so I'm still kind of concerned that I may have bitten off more than I can chew again, but I mean, it's a learning process. We'll see. Some of these things I kind of broke out a little extra just so that it was like a smaller task to work on. And like all the pink here, this is stuff I would be doing anyway, so it's almost kind of like a freebie, but it's like, getting groceries and doing food prep. That's all of those for like the whole month of August for each week. And then, that's for that Whole30 nutrition challenge. So that looks like a lot, but that's just stuff I was going to do anyway. So, and then these were just my freebie financial like savings goals for each month. And so that's easy. And then the birthday party should actually be pretty easy too, because the way we like to do birthday parties is just have somebody else deal with it. And so we will go to a place and have the party at a venue that does birthday parties, and then that way they can deal with it, and then we can just show up and have fun. And so there's not as much that I need to plan. Like I'm not a Pinterest mom. I used to be a Pinterest mom. I'm not ragging on Pinterest moms. They make everything fun. It's great. It's just that I'm no longer that mom, and so I don't need to go and get a bunch of printables and print them out and cut them out and build little like favor boxes and, you know, stuff like that. Like we're kind of my son's at an age where that's not really a thing anymore. And so I don't have to do that. And so we just are like, let's go pay a place and show up and have fun. So that's kind of really all there is to it, is just making sure it gets booked and the invitations are sent out. We confirm who's coming. We find a cake. We show up. So that's that. And then I have the steps for moving into the studio, which we talked about. And then some of the steps that I think might be involved with the digital product and with creating like a sustainable social media schedule where I can show up and be online and have fun doing what I love to do without being overwhelmed. So there's some of those things there. Here, I already put one over here on the side that we have done. We've already decided on the location for the birthday party. So that's a freebie kind of, but here, this is how I'll do it. I'll either just do it like that or like this. Right now it seemed weird like that, so I'm just gonna put it like this. So we have that. And now I'm gonna pick some to work on for July because I didn't get to do that in my monthly plan with me because I hadn't done this yet. So for July, we're actually gonna book the party, even though it's not until September. We're gonna book it now just to get it done with. We can move the, for the studio, I think we can do these things, which is moving the exercise equipment into another room. We could probably take down these corner shelves. It seems pretty easy, and then finish painting later in the month. We were actually just at Home Depot yesterday, but I forgot the paint color, and I just didn't have a way to get it. So we didn't pick up another gallon of paint to finish. And I do want to just go ahead and start brainstorming a digital product, and I need to figure out a posting schedule. And I want to start, well, I want to read this book, the Whole30 book, or at least like read the website a lot, like a lot of the website, just to kind of refamiliarize myself with the program and how I am going to do my nutrition, how I'm gonna do my nutrition challenge in August. So I'm gonna spend July kind of prepping for that, getting mentally prepped, getting my pantry prepped and stuff like that. And then reading the book and figuring out my game plan and what kind of groceries I'm gonna be ordering and stuff like that. The Whole30 will happen in August, and then I will want to maintain the benefits from doing that Whole30 throughout September. So that's also a little thing, is just like figuring out a maintenance plan for that once I get closer to the end of the actual challenge. And brainstorming that digital product is really all I'm gonna focus on for this month, instead of actually like overwhelming myself into actually start working on the product. I really wanna pick, I have ideas already, and I just need to brainstorm which of my ideas of things that I want to create are actually going to provide enough value for someone to want to purchase. So I think that's all I'm going to task myself with that month. This month is for brainstorming and just picking just the right thing to work on at this point. And I need a sustainable posting schedule that will help me to really intentionally show up and answer comments and DMs and just hang out and like be social on social media. And yeah, that's what I am choosing to focus on in July. And then I have the rest of my goals here that I can pick from as the month goes on. If I'm finishing these, I can just pick more and you know, just steadily plug away at them. So that's how I am going to use that, and I hope that makes a good amount of sense to you. And then I hope this works out. I don't know, like I said, I'm trying it out for the first time to see if this makes sense. These might not last in here, I don't know. We'll find out together, and I'll definitely keep you posted on that. So I did really enjoy using the Cultivate What Matters book to do the prep work. I do want to use it as intended with like the tending list and everything, but once I sat down to really try to work on this, I felt like I was putting a lot of pressure on myself to get this just right, and that's like the opposite of what I need. And so I just said, you know what, I got so much out of this part that I'm just gonna work with that, and I'm just gonna go back to my normal system, and then maybe, I don't know, in August I will decide to use this. I don't know. You know, I don't have to have the answers today, you know? So that is that, and that is, I think this video has been long enough. So if you're still here with me, thank you so much for watching and being a part of my functional planning community. I will link the products that I used here in the description, and I am an affiliate, so some of those links will be affiliate links. If they are and you click on them and make a purchase, I do get a commission, and thank you so much for helping me support my family in that way. So if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really liked it, please consider subscribing, because I have new videos like this 4 times a week, and I would love to see you in the next one. Until then, embrace your imperfections and just be you. Bye.